Oh, this meeting is being recorded.
There
Leave
you go.
meeting. No, I'll
Yeah,
continue.
we got it all in. So we just went over why we're sitting and doing this a little bit. But one of the first things to start with, for anybody that doesn't know you, who are you? And why would I try and talk to you through the page golf grinding that I was doing? Who are you? In terms of why would I want to sit with you?
All right. Well, name's Arvo Voip. I'm a golf professional.
Yeah.
Been teaching for, better part of 15 years.
Nice.
As I went through, whether it was just instruction with friends of mine or helping out. Now I'm pretty much we'll call it a part-time teaching pro. I teach 6 to 10 hours of lessons a week. I got a pretty stable clientele, but I teach golf academies over the summer. Nice. I'm TrackMan certified. Do a lot of my teaching here on the TrackMan. Have clients that range from two index and scratch golfers to absolute beginners that have never touched a golf club before.
Nice.
And so being able to relate at every level of it, because as I've watched you go through your process, it's every level is different. The learning's different, the terminology is different, the goals and tasks that you can accomplish are different.
Yep. Totally. I know all this about you, and thank you for touching that. But kind of that was a great answer. But I was also looking for what did you do in golf before teaching?
I chased that little white golf ball.
Yeah.
I tried to play professionally. I had solid amateur career.
Yeah.
Wouldn't necessarily call it a professional career, but I played a lot of professional golf.
There you go.
Never stuck anywhere. Was that one level off? Whether it was I wasn't good enough mentally or wasn't good enough when I needed to be. I think there's a country song like that.
Yeah, there's one or 600.
Yeah, there's a few. Had my moments. Made my paychecks. Got here and there, but never was able to string them together, which is the challenge in this game. Is stringing it together, being consistent. Awesome. So if I use the word grinding, which I literally have found out more while working on golf than anything else I've done. We talked about it briefly in baseball, in my background, like work hard and all these things. But if I say grinding, what does that mean to you? Grinding's an interesting one, because I've been a grinder, spent the time on the range. It's just putting the time in. It's like with anything else. I mean, to get better at something, you can't just snap your fingers.
Yep.
And it works. One of the big things that you see in this game is most people that become golfers are type A personalities. Mm-hmm. And so they expect, they've been successful in what they've done.
Yep.
So sometimes that can be the hardest thing, because this game, this game, your success is, quantitative and relative. Right. It's everybody's success is different. I always like to drop one of my favorite quotes. I was told it was an Arnold Palmer quote, but I can't verify it. But it says, golf like the game of life. You'll never be perfect, but every moment you have a chance at perfection.
There you go.
You're going to hit the perfect shots, but we're also never going to, we're never going to hit every shot perfect. And I think that's what the grind kind of comes to, is putting yourself in that position where you're capable of hitting that shot.
Yep.
And you're capable of understanding how to do it and understanding what it comes down to. If anything, you got to know your fundamentals.
Right. Right. So the way I defined grinding a little bit in a previous video I did, I was like, it is putting in the effort against adversity for a goal.
Yeah.
And that was just one way that resonated in my head. But I love that answer. Like you're getting at it. You're putting in the work.
And yeah, I was gonna say for grinding, like I have a student right now that I work with a lot. Really a good player. Mm-hmm. When we got started a couple years ago, he wanted to make some serious overhauls in his swing. He had a he had a very upright, lack of rotation swing, battled a snap hook under pressure.
Yeah.
And we had to break down some motor processes. And he's a grinder. He's out on the range every day. I mean, I go set up the track, man. We spend 2-3 hours a week out, and to see the change from, the changes are so small, but they feel so large to him. Right. And to explain that, in his backswing, his club was almost over the back of his head. Previous. Now it's kind of off of his right shoulder. Now to him, it feels like it's off of his right hip. But it's moved 3 inches, 3-4 inches, but to him, it feels like it's moved a mile, right. And without the grinding and the putting in the drills that we work on and that, and we've seen it. I mean, and when you talk about the grinding, he started as like a 5 handicap, good player.
Yeah.
I told him when we got started on this, your handicap's going up. He saw about 8.5. Now he's down to a 2.3.
There you go.
But it took time, and you know it very well.
Oh yeah.
You can sit on the range and you can feel it, but when you get out on the golf course and now all of a sudden that one counts, do you revert? And that's, like most things in life, we got those motor processes, and that's the thing, that when you talk about grinding and people getting into this game, you got to realize we have to change the pattern of how our motor processes and our brain works to be consistent.
Right. Like, any movements you've made come into play ever.
Yeah.
And you got to build it around the fundamentals that you were talking about. All right. That's awesome. I have a other little list. I wrote a ton of questions because I'm a nerd now with this.
It's okay. I'm a golf nerd. We're good.
I'm getting bad, man. But on this one, like in your teaching, since 15 years of helping friends and all that, what is the biggest request that you get to help fix their golf? What is the biggest request that they think that they're bringing to you? Hey, can you fix this?
The slice.
The slice?
The
awesome.
Slice. I mean,
I know that one. I got that one locked down in there.
And there's so much to it. And you and I have talked about it. One of the things with, why so many golfers slice the golf ball is, first of all, it's visual.
Yep.
And we've done it with the alignment sticks. When you stand directly behind the ball and put a target in there, it's a straight line. Now, when you stand addressed to the golf ball, it, usually 6 to 10 inches inside the golf ball with your head at an angle, that alignment stick, when we put it out there, looks like it's, 10, 15, which also explains, for a baseball player, when you talk to people talking to them about swinging to right center.
Yep.
Or, hitting at the second baseman. Well, really you're hitting it straight down the line, but it's, and so that's why majority of people get that going, but that's the most common thing. And then, and then people want to hit it farther.
Yeah. Hit it harder, hit it farther.
Hit it farther. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's seeing that, the new technology, seeing it on TV, seeing Bryson, seeing the big swing. Yeah. I don't want to hit it any further. I want to hit it to where I can find it again.
And, there's something to be said. And, and again, that comes down to what you want out of your game. I mean, if you're aspiring to go out and try to do Monday qualifiers on the PGA Tour or that, well, maybe you need to have a little yardage. But if you're just aspiring to, be a serviceable club golfer, play for your club championship, play in men's clubs events, well, if you play the right sets of tees, I mean, distance is all relative.
Right. Awesome. I think we touched on that one pretty well. So kind of similar question for that. Watching a lot of amateurs, and people out on the course, what is one thing they should be working on? Not
short game.
The short game.
I'll tell you right away, as somebody that stands and overlooks a driving range.
Yeah.
I would have to say, if you broke it down to, there was an hour that every golfer practiced, they spend about 59 minutes and 30 seconds on the driving range.
Yep.
And they spend about 15 seconds putting and another 15 seconds cleaning their golf balls.
Yeah. So I recently, even though I my time's been limited, why, with the little man and everything, I get to the course, I'm going straight to the tee box if I can. If not, I'm just trying to get my body not to hurt. And I watch when I do not practice short game, my scores are obviously higher.
Yeah.
But we worked, you and I worked on short games exclusively, which has paid huge dividends for me, lowering the scores down. I'm not sure you knew, but I did get down to an 8.
Yeah, I check out your handicap occasionally.
Yeah, it's been going a little bit up, and that's also playing goat tracks with people with, you know, the misses and all that.
Yeah.
Kind of gets into the mental space. And on that mental space, I'm going to cross out some of my 800 questions I got here. When you're thinking about your round, you're going out and playing, say you and I are going to playing, do you have a pre-round strategy before you're even going? Are you thinking of something, or are you doing anything before you go?
If it's a golf course that I have a lot of experience at, I may have a plan.
Okay.
If it's, and that's just from knowing, and that's one of the things pre-round where you get out and you kind of know what you're going to hit on the par threes.
Yeah.
So maybe on the driving range, I throw a tee under, if I know I'm going to hit a 5 iron, an 8 iron, and a hybrid on the par threes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe on the driving range, I rehearse a couple of those shots and try to, picture them.
Yeah.
But for the most part, when you go out on the golf course, every day is different.
Right.
And one of the things that, why it makes it so hard to be consistent in this game is there's so many moving parts. Mm-hmm. That if your back's a little stiff and you're 2 degrees short in your rotation, but your arms are still traveling the same distance, but without the amount of shoulder turn, well, now you're going to make a compensation. So that day, you may be moving the ball an extra 3-4 yards left to right. So being able to adjust on the fly.
Yeah.
You can have a plan. You should always have a plan. You should go out and, feel like when I get up on a tee box, I want to play this up the left side, but if you get up on that tee box and you want to play it up the left side and you're missing left because it might be a little stiff, well, maybe it's time to reconsider the plan.
Right.
Let's just worry about, there's trouble left. Let's make sure we don't add that extra stroke because, those are the favorite strokes, the ones that you actually don't hit a shot.
Yeah.
Get that,
you sit here and just do this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Plymouth Pine strokes, as we like to call them.
Those ones are the ones that I love. I absolutely
love.
I love writing them down and feeling really good about it. Like, I lost that fucker.
Yeah.
But on that same thing, like, so now picture yourself on the course. Do you then have a strategy, when you're on the course? Like, what are you thinking when you're going down the fairway from the tee box? You have your thoughts. You're looking at the hole. What's going on with the strategy? Do you have one? What kind of thoughts is it? Give me a general thought.
Yeah. Well, and I mean that's completely again basis. I played a round of golf this morning with guys, and golf swings not good, but it was also a team game.
Yeah.
And so I was there. There was a couple places where if it was my own golf ball I was playing, if my score wasn't going to affect the team game and affect everybody else, maybe I get a little more aggressive. I played a few shots, kind of away, not necessarily away from the flag, but I took the risk out of it, instead of with a front pin, I may have tried to hit one in, just over the bunker and hit it in there tight. I knew me making par was more important for the team than me making birdie.
Yeah.
Because bogey would cost us. So, there was plenty of times, like again today, I took an extra club or I played to the middle of the green.
Yeah.
I don't play as much as I play a couple times a week.
Yeah.
And I'm in between kind of shuffling clubs around. And so, I'm not exactly locked in on my distances.
Yeah.
So, I if it wasn't a distance I was comfortable with, and plus I didn't have my air in my bag because I left it on up against my desk because I gave a lesson with it last night. So
yeah.
But so there were some definite places where I kind of played away from the flag stick and played it to a place where I had an opportunity, a 15-20 footer, but it was in the long run going to take a miss hit for me to hit it close to where it was at kick in. I was,
yeah.
playing away from the flag, or, and again, that all depends on your situation. Like I said, if you and I were out playing and we were just having a friendly round of golf, I would have attacked every one of those pins.
Yeah.
And in the long run, I probably would have made 2 more birdies and 2 more and shot the same number.
Yep.
But if I would have done that in our group today and made those 2 bogeys would have cost us
some strokes,
hard-earned money.
Yeah. So what I'm gathering from it, the stories of how you played are great, but kind of knowing where you're at, knowing what you're doing. So you have that plan. Like, what is that goal you're trying to accomplish? Like in a team game with you, I would play super conservative. I don't want to cost my teammates anything. But if it's me and I'm going after my little round for the day, like thinking I'm feeling good and I'm going after it, then maybe be a little more aggressive. Like, but being okay with the risk. Oh, that was creepy. I just saw
you saw an arm coming.
Yeah. Awesome. And then the one thing I gotta say, when I picked up golf and kind of started playing with you, in that, you said something to me. I don't know if it was a quote from somebody else, but it was, know your miss.
Yep.
Will you elaborate on that a little bit?
I mean, we all have a tendency. I mean, I know for your game, you miss right. Mm-hmm. Get out ahead of it. You then. Well, I mean, if there's trouble right, well, you should probably, play a little safer.
Yeah.
If there's no trouble, right, short right. Yeah. Hey, well, you know what? That's the place you can be aggressive. If you miss one, you miss one. Then you go get it up and down. But it's for the most part, it's if you can be consistent. If you can be consistent, you don't have to hit the ball. It's a round golf ball.
Yeah.
Coming off uneven lies, uneven turf, the straight shot's the hardest shot to hit in golf.
Right.
So we all have a direction that we curve our golf ball. It's for the most part. We all have a 2-way miss too, but you have a general direction.
Yeah.
And so it's just, it's understanding that if you're playing, if I'm the same way, I miss short right. That's usually my miss.
Yeah.
And so if I get up somewhere and there's water, short of the green and it's a front pin, well, I'm probably going to take a little more club and try to get it to the middle of the green. If I miss it and it comes up short right, well, then I hit it, close to the flag.
Right.
But it's there's definitely places. Now, if you get a pin that's kind of back right, that's a great place, and not a whole lot of problem. You aim it at the middle of the green, you miss a little right. Next thing you know, you knocked it next to the hole.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, like I try that in my thoughts when I'm out there, knowing myself, knowing what I've seen when I'm swinging the golf club. Awesome. So here's some kind of the fun ones. If you could have one pro's golf swing, whose would it be and why? One pro's golf swing, whose would it be and why? Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. You haven't really put much thought into that. I was the one I'll answer first for you. Like watching as much golf as I have, because I go between changing dirty diapers to hitting on the sky track. You so nicely sold me. I like Colin Morikawa. It's just him and Xander. They both just have this they know what they're doing and they go after it. Yeah. No, and I think because the golf swing's so unique. I guess I want my golf swing, but even though it's not not consistent, because I know what it is. But you look at it, and I'd like to swing it like Tiger Woods in the early 2000s. Yeah. Or swing it like I don't have the body type to swing it like Dustin Johnson, but. Right. I don't know if I can do that whole and then have my whole body move. I make a move like that, I'm stuck and I'm going to a chiropractor. Yeah. You watch a Justin Thomas, the way he's off his feet, and creating the torque and it's the golf swing's so unique. And I think that's something that, especially as instructors, we get pigeonholed into, there's a textbook on swinging the golf club, and we have our laws that go off
path and face, and
yep.
which mean a lot.
Oh yeah.
In that, but it's understanding how to connect those, because not everybody can swing it. I swing the golf club over the top. My lower body moves faster. I have a hard time keeping my chest back, and that's so I get my path going left. It's just, it's body type. I'm 5'7.5" on a good day,
anywhere from 150 to 300.
Yeah, I was gonna say more like 165 to 220. I'm ranging in like the 202 right now. So
yeah, I'm getting up there. I'm working on the cheeses. So,
yeah, I'm going the other way since I've got down, back down to the desert. But
yeah,
as I look at my exercise bike sitting next to me, maybe I should have done this on my exercise bike.
Yeah,
Just been,
we ordered one, so my fat ass is gonna get back in shape.
I went with a cheap one from Amazon that I can just get on, watch my tablet, and
but Tara and her dad, they all actually ride, so she wanted one when she's close.
A Peloton.
It's a knockoff version, but it looks pretty
and
it has all these.
Mine looks like a Peloton. It's just it doesn't do all the. It's not connected.
Oh, is it?
You can run it. You can run an app on it, but you can't. It's not going to display your data into it.
Oh yeah, this one she ordered, it's not here yet. She's borrowing her dad's, but this one's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna actually have to use it because it looks too cool.
Yeah, I get you there.
Yeah, the next one in the golf related. If you could only do one thing well in golf, if you break down the phases of golf, what would it be? Only one thing. You putt. You
can get there. I mean, you figure if it takes you 10 more strokes to get to the green, but you got 15 less putts than you do a good ball striker.
Yeah.
You're a net gain of 5.
Yeah. And you're about the score, knowing you want to put the score. You don't care how it comes.
There's no pictures on the scorecard. You write a number down.
Yeah. See, for me, being newer in the game and not really putting up numbers that I'm super proud of, every now and again I do some. For me, it's the ball strike. I love that feeling, that pure whoa, and then just watching that euphoria when it takes off on your intended line, and you don't have to look anymore. You can fucking throw it in the air.
So let's put it this way since you're a baseball player, would you rather be the guy that hit 40 home runs and struck out 200 times, or would you rather be the guy that hit 340 and 15 home runs?
Yeah. See, well, both, but
exactly.
But reality is, I'm probably the guy that does the average in most things in my life. I want to play the averages.
Who's going to play longer?
Yeah, well, right. I want to play.
Would you rather be a home run hitter or a 5-tool player?
Yeah.
That
I know and have been working tirelessly on putting because of our lessons and knowing that is the key. I just wanted to see what you had to say.
Yeah.
This one's a little bit different. This isn't about us playing golf, but where do you see the future of golf? The golf business. Let's break it down a little more. Where do you
the golf business is strong right now. Again, if you can call it a silver lining and all this coronavirus, that we've been dealing with this year of 2020 is it's drawn a lot more people to the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a renaissance for the game because you're getting we missed a couple generations.
Yep.
And we're getting some younger generations back into it. Yeah. People that are athletes realize that this is a sport that they can play. I mean, I actually played golf with a guy today that was 92 years old.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, he shot 83. So.
Oh, what a dick.
Yeah. He looks 70. I was trying to get a blood infusion because I want some of whatever he's got.
Whatever he's eating.
Whatever he's got going. But this is a game that you can play generationally. It's we're probably not going to get on the baseball diamond. You might be a coach, but this week I'm going to have my dad and myself and you know, my son will be out there. He's 3. And then, you know, we got Bentley too, who's playing golf now. And so, you know, we'll all go out on the golf course, you know, Christmas Eve. And, you know, whack around on the golf course. There's no other sport you can do that. We're not going to, I mean, we could throw the baseball around, but, you know, that's
not the same.
Yeah. And, you know, and so, and the resort aspect of it is, you know, there's a lot of opportunities for this in, you know, team building and, you know, it's huge. I tell parents all the time when I teach kids that they might not, you know, want to play when they're 12, 13, 14, 15, 21, 22. But when they hit their professional life, you know, there'll be opportunities that can open up for them because they can play golf. You know?
Absolutely. And that's where I struggle with Taylor, getting her to want to do it. Like, I just want her to do it because it will help her later. We saw the benefits.
Well, and you know, if as long as they pick up the fundamentals and they know how to swing it, when they do pick it up as an adult, it's just like riding a bike. You know, we learn how to ride a bike as a kid. I mean, and you can go, you know, you can go 10, 15, 20 years without jumping on a bike. Put a bike in front of you, you're going to get on it, and, you know, put a nice beach cruiser. You can go cruise down the boardwalk. You know, you're not going to go do a backflip, but you know. So
I'm going to kind of skip some of the others and jump to one of my wrap up questions, which is, what in golf can you learn that will help you in life? Like, I know so much, but give a small one for the person that might not understand how golf can help them in everyday life.
Humility.
Yes.
I mean, completely, because I mean, it's a self-humbling game. You know, you felt it, you know, it's like, all right, I feel good about what I'm doing. I got this. And then you go out and all of a sudden, wait, I can't do anything. You know, you get that, you just want to tuck your head. You don't want to, you know, you don't want to look anybody in the eye. I mean, it can, you know, it's huge that way. This game will put you in place. You know, this game will put you in place real quick.
Like, and I was thinking, you know, like what golf has done for me, it makes me, as I said in some of my early videos, it's like, it makes me work on the parts I don't really want to work on. It makes me work on my attitude, my mental space and all that. And it's physical. It's not hard. We make it hard, but you do need your body to move the things around. So it's like, it makes me do that. Like, with dealing with the frustrations and dealing with, you know, the misses and those things. There's no other sport like it. In baseball, you screw up, you know about it, and then it's like kind of gone. Like, you know, like this one, you got to keep going. And what I like about golf in a community aspect is it teaches you respect. Like, you can be as honest and as unfaithful as you want to be, because the only person it hurts is you. You know, and the one that sucks is when you play those shambles and you know the team cheated, and you're just like, dude, you guys, that's just proof of who you are. You know, I'm going to be the good person. I'm going to take my 11 at Bailey Creek in a pro-am because I sucked.
Hey, you'll sleep just fine at night.
You know, I don't know about that one. The pillow got a little wet, but
but you know, but you didn't have nightmares about somebody catching you.
Exactly. You know? I don't have to go back to the clink. Well, that's all that I had on this one, Arvo. I appreciate the time with the golf related, you know.